Hi everyone, I'm Huub Hildenbrand. Thanks for tuning into my channel, Huub Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we will have a lesson, and I think I will run out of time, so this will be also proceeding in the next lesson solely on the pathways, the paths of we can take with these three-note structures. So different ways to play the three-note structures melodically on the in a melodic way on the fretboard. So they're different forms, different ideas, and this I would like to share with you here today and next lesson. So let's get right into the endless ocean of music. For this lesson also there's a PDF file. Just go down in the description below. There's a link to come to my website where you can download this file. And you have 3 pages there, and the first page is Triad paths. So Triad like 3-note structure paths, because Triad is a bit maybe here in this case misleading, because we take all these 19 different possible 3-note structures, and triads are mostly considered as just these minor, major, diminished and augmented. But in this case here, also in this lesson, with these different paths, we consider like all the 19 possibilities. Alright, the first thing I want to discuss with you is is number 2, 12 positions. 12 positions, what does it mean? It means the strict positions on the fretboard. There are 12, and then the whole thing is repeating, and I'll show you what you mean, what I mean. For example, I have the second position. In the second position, my first finger is in the second fret, and all the other fingers follow the next frets. But the rule is that the position, the name of the position, the second position is not determined by the first finger, but by the second and third fingers, because the first finger also can stretch in the second position to the first fret, and the same the fourth finger can also stretch one fret higher to the sixth fret. So in a way, when I play these 6 notes, I stay the whole time in the second position. By taking this to the next strings, this concept, it's possible to play the whole chromatic scale, all the notes, and even we have like some notes we have twice, so we can later decide which one we want to take. We can play, for example, here the B flat with a fourth finger, but also we can play it on the next string with a stretched first finger. So these notes, they are just twice in this position already. So because of that, we can say in this position, because we have the chromatic scale, we can play everything. We can play every arpeggio, every scale, every 4-note structure, whatever. Every note is in, from, of course, with this range from this F to this B flat. Everything is in. And the same goes for if I move up to the third position, the fourth position, the fifth position. And now you understand, after 12 position, because we have just 12 notes, the whole thing is repeating. So in every position we can play everything. And that's actually a very, when we practice that, for example, now I show you you can use this E minor triad arpeggio, and play this in the second position. So you go there and you really stick to the position. So this is kind of easy. But then what you do is you change the position. You go one position higher, but stick to the same structure. So you start with the lowest possible note, always in the position, G, and then you have two options. You can play the next B with a stretched fourth finger. And remember, we don't go there. If we play with the fourth finger here, and the whole hand is moving there, like really to this place, the hand is already in the fourth position. So we have to, in a way, we have to try to keep our hand very rigid into one place. So we can play this B with a stretched fourth finger, but also we can play this on the A string with a stretched first finger. So that's both possible. And later on we have to decide. It's all, of course, you can say don't use the same finger twice. This would be a good rule. Yeah, it's better to play like this than to use the same finger again. So you play this, and then the next E could be played here as a stretch first finger or a stretched fourth finger. And with this rule, don't use the same finger twice. We go to this, so we can play. Oh, was it right? No, I'm sorry. I'm here actually with the next finger. So when I play this B here, so if I don't use the same finger twice, I can't play this. I have to play this, and this is kind of a really awkward leap, so to speak. So this is a kind of a rule which you can follow or not. I mean, just try to explore all these possibilities, all these extra fingerings, and on these 2 pages also, which shows all the 12 positions of E minor, you also find all these alternate fingerings. So you can just follow this page actually, and then you understood the whole thing, and you can try another triad. But I warn you, because this is a very disciplined and not very musical rewarding thing what we are doing here. But it's in a way like a kind of a medicine. Just take a little and then skip it and do other things, you know. And it's actually a very cool way to learn the notes on the guitar, because you have to always think. You have to think, okay, I have to stay here, but where is my next tone here in this arpeggio? So I have to. With most of these positions, we can't really refer too much on maybe these normal fingerings we maybe already learned. So it's not, this finger memory is not really working in this case, because every position is different and some are really strange. So you always challenge yourself in a way. Okay, fourth position. In the fourth position, I can also play the G. I have to stretch the first finger. And the fifth position would be this. Sixth position. Seventh position. Eighth position. C major. position would be this. Ninth position. 10th position. 11th position. 11th position is here, so I have 12th position. 13th position. And then the whole thing repeats in a way. We already played the same fingering, the same position in the lower register. If you take the first position in if you take the first position here, first fret, you are also you can also play the open position. That's also a strict position, you can say. So your hand is not moving, but instead of the stretched first finger, you have all the open strings. So you can play. The open position is also written there, and that's number 3. And there's of course only one possibility. So in brackets on this triad pass, there's there's written the number for the how many possibilities there are. So 12 positions, of course, 12 possibilities, and open position just 1. Okay. Beside that it's a good practice for learning notes, for thinking, and you also saw I also had some trouble with some position, because I'm not using most of them. But as I said, it's kind of a medicine, or some vitamin or something like that. But there's another use of these 12 positions. You have to keep in mind that whatever you play on the guitar, whichever finger, whichever note, you are always in one of these 12 positions. You can't do something different. So if I play with my third finger an F sharp here, I'm already in the 5th position. Or if I play the first finger D here, I'm in the 3rd position, or I'm in the 4th position. So these 12 positions, what I do with it, I reduce these 12 positions to these 5 areas, and this is approximately, like mostly these are 5. Those are 5. That's 0.4 on this triad pass. I reduce these 12 positions to 5 areas. So what I'm doing, or what I did, is for example, I did the same thing for what's written here, these 12 positions for E minor. I did for all these structures, also 4-part structures and scales. You can use this system for everything. So you write down all the 12 positions, and then you evaluate these positions. So you look at every position and you think, okay, what is easy to play? What is good for the anatomy of the hand? What is good for the fingers? What is easy to remember? And you you also follow the rule by not shifting too much, but an area. The difference between area and position here in this the word we use here in this Guitar Academia is that an area is not strict. It's not a strict position. You can shift a bit. You can shift to 1 or 2 frets higher or lower. You try to stay in a certain area, so to speak, but you don't stick to one strict position. Although it happens that also a strict position will be later also an area, because the whole position is really great and easy to play and remember. And by having so what I really do is to analyze all these 12 positions, and I circle or I mark the areas in each position which are easy and good to play, and then I try to put them together. So I should give you an example. Okay, for example, I can play. I can have this, and I think this is quite simple and quite easy to play. That would be my second position in E minor. No stretches, and they're all there together. I even see a closed position here or an open drop 2 voicing. They're all in, and then this portion here, I would not circle, I would not mark in these 12 positions, because it's a bit strange to play it like that. Although it's also a chord, but I don't play this as a chord. So just playing this without using the first finger, it's a bit strange. So what I do is I take this portion, I mark this in the third position. I go a bit higher, and then the whole thing is like this. And then even in this, already in this position, I can also reach the B here. So this gives me also a wider range. So instead of playing this, or the kind of awkward third position here in the low register, I combine them. I analyze these 12 positions, and then I put the good stuff together to form my 5 areas. That's a very systematic approach, because I analyze all fingering possibilities. So my area is going now like this. This is very good in the left hand. Very natural. With these areas, I always look for a natural way, almost like a kind of a fingering which just plays it by itself. And keep in mind that you should not. I mean, this is already quite a range here. But remember, these areas you try to really keep them in an area. I mean, with your hand in a more fixed kind of place. Because later, actually, one reason for this is that it has the same notes on the high and the low E string. So if I play this, I have this kind of a thing more. I can remember this more easily, or I have a kind of like a frame or something like this. Just like visual, like your brain. For the brain, it's easy to have this structure. It recognizes the structure, and it can easily remember the structure. Also, keeping in one area, like not moving the hand too much, is important, because then it's easier to remember the whole area as a one visual image, so to speak. Because if you do so, you can just play any note in this area, because you remember remember the spots where you have to play the places, the notes, and it also has to do with if you look at the fretboard, there's only a very limited space. You really with your eyes you can focus. If you look at a certain place, or like a fret or an area, you really see how quick this is blurred. It gets blurred up and down the fretboard. So there's just a small area which can be really in focus, and so this also helps the practice and to remember these or to learn these areas as a visual shapes and not separate notes or something. And also, if you follow this, you mostly come up with 5 areas. Actually, I didn't really find out why it's always like 5. I'm sure it has to do with the tuning of the guitar, with the fourth tuning mostly, but maybe you have an idea. Because sometimes you also find like there are actually only 4 really good positions, and another thing with these areas. We are coming now to these areas. We are talking about point 4 now. In these areas, there are two very important things which makes good areas is and these are first they should overlap. So when I have this E minor area here, and by the way, these areas I also put in this in the PDF file. Yes, sure. So you have like actually four pages here, and this areas for this minor chord, it's in C minor, so you have to transpose it to match it with these 12 positions of E minor. So you have 4 pages actually. I put it 4 pages in the PDF. So you see that you have this position at this area, and just shift the fingering or the whole structure to match E minor. So in C minor, it's all, of course, it's more like the 10th and 11th position. Okay, and when we go to the next area, it's like this. Yeah, you find it here in the C minor. When you play it here, you see that these notes, which are on the left side of your fingering, are the notes which are on the right side of the lower area. So these notes, actually no, these notes, no, so this one, they're really overlapping. So it's not you have an area there and then you have an area there. No, you have an area there, then there, then there, then there, then there, and then it repeats. So they're overlapping, and wherever you are, and that's a practical use of these areas, they're easy to learn, they're easy to play, and wherever you are on the fretboard, if I'm here, I'm here, I just have to shift, not very much, my hand to adjust, and then I'm already in an area. So that's the most practical, you can say it's the most practical fingerings if you want to play arpeggios up and down. You should learn these areas. thing I wanted also say. Oh yeah, another thing with these areas, like a thing if you make up these areas by yourself, you go through this procedure of taking 12 positions, then analyze the good things to find out the good stuff and make up these 5 areas. You also, one very important rule you should follow. These are my rules in a way. I mean, my approach to the whole thing. It's not something I just copied from a book or something. One rule should also be there. It's that all notes on all 6 strings must be present at least in one of these areas. So if I play all my notes on all 6 strings, all these notes I just played, they must be in one of these areas. And this you can check out for yourself if you have these areas in front of you, E minor. Just check that all the notes, and on the first diagram of these fingerings of it's like a fretboard overview. So you can just check all these areas, and then you can circle these areas in the fretboard overview, and then you see how they're overlapping and how every note every note and every string of this 3-note structure, E minor or C minor, is present in one or two areas. Okay, so we also talked about playing on one string. I just showed you these different notes. So this is also a possibility to play an arpeggio. It may look a bit strange why you should do that, but if you do, for example, like if you do like a slide, you automatically you're losing your area or position immediately. So if you think, okay, I want to play arpeggios like this, or like hammer on. And I remember we talked about these this workout lesson on 3-note structures, and there we talked. So for this, if you missed this lesson, check it out soon. Okay, so we talked about these first 4 points here first. Okay, so I think that's it for this lesson, and we will talk about the remaining ones in the next lesson. So I hope you like this lesson, and please don't forget to subscribe if you like this lesson, and also you get like notifications when there's a new video uploaded or released. Remember, every Friday there will be a new one. And also you can donate, you can support my work here on this channel, Guitar Academia. For that, please go down in the description below, follow the link to my website. There's a button where you can donate. And this would be really cool, of course, to get some support from you. And also what I would really enjoy to have some interaction here. So please ask questions, put your comments down below in the comment field, and yeah, let me know whether there are things I may have to lay out more clear, or which are very vague for you, or you have certain other questions which you think they are very important to you, and they're not covered here. So thanks for watching. My name is Huub Hildenbrand.